This question is question 7 of paper 1 of the 2017 A2 paper. Reading through it, it says, describe how phagocytosis of a virus leads to a presentation of its antigens. So our entry point to this question is important because it talks about describe how phagocytosis of a virus leads to presentation of its antigens. In other words, phagocytosis has already happened. The question hasn't asked us to describe phagocytosis. So we're going to say that the phagosome fuses with the lysosome and the virus is destroyed by the lysozymes. The antigens from the virus are then displayed on the cell membrane of the phagocyte. So my top tip for this question is to make sure that you know your entry point to any question. The examiner's report stated that many students gave really lengthy answers, of which only small parts were relevant to the question. The other thing it said as well, that as a lot of students started talking about bacteria, the question's asking you about viruses. Part 2, describe how presentation of a virus antigen leads to the secretion of an antibody against this virus antigen. So this question is quite straightforward. All we need to say is that helper T cells bind to the antigen. We then need to say that the helper T cell stimulates a specific B cell, and that the B cell then clones by mitosis and makes plasma cells that release antibodies. Now, there are 4 possible marking points for that question, and you only need 3. According to the examiner's report, many students forgot to mention the T cells and just talked about the B cells. So my top tip would be to remember that T cells also play a part in this process too. And the next bit is a lot of reading for a 2-mark question. Collagen is a protein produced by cells in joints such as the knee. Rheumatoid arthritis, RA, is an autoimmune disease. In an autoimmune disease, a person's immune system attacks their own cells. RA causes pain, swelling and stiffness in the joints. Scientists have found a virus that produces a protein very similar to human collagen. Suggest how the immune response to this viral protein could result in the development of RA. So to answer this question, we need to say that the antibody against the virus will bind to the collagen, and that this results to the destruction of the human collagen. Now, at first, both of those answers seem really oversimplistic. And in the examiner's report, one of the things it talks about is that lots of students started banging on about the shape being the same, etc. However, those marks weren't awarded because in the stem of the question, it actually tells you that. It says scientists have found a virus that produces a protein very similar to human collagen. So you don't need to write that in your answer. However, the main thing that was missed by most students in answering this question is that you need to have been exposed to the virus before it would start to attack your collagen. So my top tip for this question is to keep referring to the stem of the question. And also, don't say that the immune system thinks. Lots of students, according to the examiner's report, wrote that immune systems think that they are under attack, blah, blah, blah. And of course, we all know that the immune system doesn't have a brain of its own. By referring to the stem of the question, you won't go back simply repeating phrases from the stem of the question. You'll know to exclude them from your answer. Hope it's been of use. Please leave me a comment.